Hey BD Collectors Group, I am back today with another unboxing. Nobody told me to shut up or go to hell or anything like that yesterday, so I figured it would be okay to try to do another one of these today. Today I have got an action figure because I have many action figures that need to be opened up still. In fact, there are quite a few on the floor here around me, and I would like to get them open so that I can, just not have these boxes around and just have action figures around, which are going to take up, I don't know, roughly about like 20 or 30% of as much space as these boxes are going to. So today I have got the Damian Wayne Robin figure from McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys took over the master license of making DC action figures last year, and I haven't really gotten into buying too many of them because I don't really love DC, but Robins are a favorite thing of mine, and Damian Wayne Robin is actually my favorite of the various Robins that have ever come into existence over the years. I've got a trusty X-Acto knife here so that I will be able to cut this open, and while I'm doing that I can talk a little bit about Damian Wayne. I always think of Damian Wayne as still being a newer character to the DC Pantheon, but actually he was created back in 2006, so he's 15 years old now, so he's getting up there, and he's actually been in existence for longer than the character is aged, because I think he's like 13 or 14 years old now, so that's sort of interesting. Damian Wayne is the biological son of Batman. How that happened, I don't know, it kind of varies, depending on when they are telling the story or what it is the DC wants to say about that story. Originally, the intent was that, Batman and Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, had, happy consensual sex, and she got pregnant, and, Damian Wayne resulted. But, then DC had some weird issues with that story, and, there was an alternate version told where, Talia al Ghul had raped Batman for some reason, and then, we got into the New 52, where, Batman had only been Batman for 5 years, and then it didn't make sense for him to have a 13-year-old son. In that case, we're like, oh, maybe Damian's just a test tube baby. Maybe Batman and Talia Ghul never had sex. But, I don't actually know what the regular story is right now, with the way the DC is. Maybe they're going to, retcon it back out, be like, Batman doesn't have sex at all. But to my knowledge, and what I like to go with, is that Damian Wayne here is the biological, consensual sex child of Batman and Talia al Ghul. Alright, so I have freed Robin from his bubble packaging thing here. And let me pull out his weapons, and we'll get close up with him in just a second. I just want to get everything out of the box, but you can see Robin up close here, and I think that he has got a pretty good facial sculpt. Actually, it's got a lot of cartooniness and character to it. Let's see here. From the box, in case anyone was curious about the box, it doesn't have a lot on it. Here's some artwork from the current DC Rebirth Teen Titans series. Well, I guess it was recently ended now, but it was an okay series. Adam Glass wrote it, and I enjoyed it. It's got some pictures of some other figures on it that we don't care about here at the bottom of the box. But I am going to rip out of this box this backer because it has a trading card on it that I thought would just be taped on, but actually it's in this plastic clamshell for some reason. And also this black disc, which can be used as a figure stand. Hopefully he's not going to need that, but I have a hunch that he will. Here's the card. It's kind of bent up because they put in that plastic clamshell, and I kind of had to destroy that clamshell to get it off the backing thing. That's got some basic information on Robin right here on the back. Anyway, so we come over here and we've got this figure of Robin himself, and one would hope that it would be super articulated because, Robin is a very acrobatic character. But since this is a McFarlane toy, they don't always have a lot of usable articulation in them. Here's this sword. It's got two colors. They actually put some paint on it because it's got a gold hilt and a silver blade. It is super, super rubbery, which isn't the best, but I've seen worse. And it does slide right into Damian's hand here, so he can wield this giant sword. It's a little bent. It looks a little silly, a little bit rubbery. I kind of wish that they had, gone with something different for it, but, he can hold it. He also came with not one, but two of these shurikens, and how does he hold these? I guess he can hold it like this. It looks okay. I don't think his hands are really ideal for holding something like this, but I always like to have extra accessories, so that's fine. Let's take that sword, and we can leave the sword in. So let's see what moves on him. Best part of this figure is definitely the head sculpt. He's got like that cool, stylized, like cartoony design. He looks like a real brat, and you know, that's what I love about Damian. So I think this is pretty good. I think some people are probably gonna hate this because it's not a very realistic head sculpt, but it is what it is. Let's see, here's cape. Does not appear to be removable, which is fine because I don't know why you'd want to remove Robin's cape because he looks way cooler with it. He's got a tunic. It's all one piece. You can't really pull it off or anything like that. Really, nothing on this figure is removable. He's got laces that are individually painted, like on his boots, and those look pretty cool. The figure itself actually feels pretty solid. Like, I've had some bad experiences with McFarlane toys over the years. I've had numerous Halo figures where I would just open them up and I would try to pull them out of the package, and just the arms or, you know, the legs or hands, some part of them would just rip off forever. So the fact that he hasn't fallen apart is a plus. As far as his articulation goes, though, like the most his knee can be bent is this much, which, you know, doesn't seem like a lot for an acrobatic kid, but oh, okay, his leg has popped off, but luckily there's a ball joint in here and I can pop it back on. That's an improvement over the Halo figures where the plastic would just rip and then they would be ruined forever. But, you know, here's Robin. He has an okay amount of articulation on his hips. You can do a little bit with him, but like, oh, there goes his leg again. I'm not gonna fuss with that right now. Like, we can finish his review with him not having that leg, I think. His lower body articulation, it's pretty bad. His upper body articulation, he can raise his sword. He's got an okay amount of range of motion there on his arm. Let's take that sword back away. Because they gave me this collector stand, I can just put him in there, and even if he only had one leg, he'd still be able to stand up on his stand. This was like a $20 figure or something, and given this a 100% unique mold, and I like this character, there's some okay accessories with it. I think it's okay. This is not going to win any awards. This is no SH Figuarts or Figma or anything like that, but you know, I think it's okay. It really should have more articulation. The fact that his legs have just such a limited mobility to them is going to ultimately be a problem, and I don't think he's gonna be able to take on many dynamic poses, but you know, he looks cool just standing here, and hopefully we will get a John Kent Superboy of this age to stick with him so that we can have some Super Sons. But you know, overall, I'm okay with this Robin figure. It will not be going straight into the trash or, you know, onto eBay or a garage sale or anything like that. So I like this figure. Glad I bought it. You know, that's about all I have to say about it. If anybody has any questions, ask me in the comments. But yeah, that's basically it. So thank you for, you know, sitting through this, because I know it was probably painful, but thanks.